Then she opens the door and calls, "Kitty, Kitty, Kitty." They brought their cat with them in a basket when they came to East Wilmington to live. It was a real handsome tiger cat, a Tommy, and he knew a lot. Well, she called, "Kitty, Kitty, Kitty." And sure enough, the kitty came. And when he came to the door, he gave a big yawl that didn't sound unlike what they had heard. "There, sister, here he is. You see, it was the cat," says Mrs. Bird. "Poor kitty." But Mrs. Dennison, she eyed the cat, and she gave a great screech. "What's that? What's that?" says she. "What's what?" says Mrs. Bird, pretending to herself she didn't see what her sister meant. "Something's got hold of that cat's tail," says Mrs. Dennison. "Something's got hold of his tail. It's pulled straight out, and he can't get away. Just hear him yawl." "It isn't anything," says Mrs. Bird. But even as she said that, she could see a little hand holding fast to that cat's tail. And then the child seemed to sort of clear out of the dimness behind the hand, and the child was sort of laughing then, instead of looking sad. And she said that was a great deal worse. She said that laugh was the most awful and the saddest thing she ever heard. Well, she was so dumbfounded that she didn't know what to do. And she couldn't sense at first that it was anything supernatural. She thought it must be one of the neighbours' children who had run away and was making free of their house and was teasing their cat, and that they must be just nervous to feel so upset by it. So she speaks up sort of sharp. "Don't you know that you mustn't pull the kitty's tail?" says she. "Don't you know you hurt the poor kitty, and he'll scratch you if you don't take care? Poor kitty, you mustn't hurt him." And with that, she said, the child stopped pulling that cat's tail and went to stroking him just as soft and pitiful. And the cat put his back up and rubbed and purred as if he liked it. The cat never seemed a mite afraid, and that seemed queer, for I'd always heard that animals were dreadfully afraid of ghosts. But then, that was a pretty harmless little sort of ghost. Well, Mrs. Bird said the child stroked that cat, while she and Mrs. Dennison stood watching it and holding on to each other. For no matter how hard they tried to think it was all right, it didn't look right. Finally, Mrs. Dennison spoke. "What's your name, little girl?" says she. Then the child looks up and stops stroking the cat and says she can't find her mother, just the way she said it to me. Then Mrs. Dennison, she gave such a gasp that Mrs. Bird thought she was going to faint away, but she didn't. "Well, who is your mother?" says she. But the child just says again, "I can't find my mother. I can't find my mother." "Where do you live, dear?" says Mrs. Bird. "I can't find my mother," says the child. Well, that was the way it was. Nothing happened. Those two women stood there, hanging on to each other, and the child stood in front of them. And they asked her questions, and everything she would say was,